don't just go to doctor school or read medicine for 2 months and then you think you can go out and make a big operation, right? In some kind of brain surgery. No, you need to go to doctor school for 6 years, right? And then you need a lot of practice, and then after 10 years you can maybe do it. If you want to be the best NBA player, if you want to be the best American football player, you gotta put in 10, 20 years of hard, dedicated work every day, and then you might be decent.
So tell me, man, what got you interested in trading? Like, how did this all happen for you? Where did it begin for you in your journey, man?
So it's a fun story, right? Because it actually all started when I was quite young, more than 20 years ago, when I was 14 years old, actually. And I got a gift from my parents. And this gift was a stock in the local bank. And it was kind of like a present for them to show me, there's also something going on outside, in the world, and here you can start to get maybe a little bit interested in the local economy or whatnot, right? And I got this stock certificate, and I thought, okay, this is quite fun. And I started to follow, the bank in the local newspaper and started to get interested in what is stocks and what do they do and so on. I was quite keen on, reading the newspaper every day to see the numbers. And then from there, over the years, well, first of all, you got to have the end of that story, because that's, the bank ended up going bankrupt and I lost all my money. But eventually, I stayed at it, and I was disciplined enough to stay in the game. And then I just kept, getting more and more into investing. So that's how it all started, and my passion has just grown ever so much more ever since. So yeah.
Do you remember the first companies you traded? What were the first? What was your first big risk that you took in trading?
First big risk was probably when at the time it felt like a big risk, right? Currently today it's nothing, but at the time where you are in your life and in your stage when you're trading, investing, whatnot, it feels big because you don't have that experience yet. But it was actually when I got a little bit older, after 14 years old, you can't really trade stocks yourself, right? But a little bit when I got a little bit older, and I've saved a lot of money myself from my part-time job, doing these working in a supermarket after school and before school sometimes, and I've had a quite big of money amount saved up, and then I started to invest this money into the stock market myself. And at this time, it felt like a big risk, right? Because I didn't have the mindset, I didn't have the skills and so on. But I was very keen on it, and I was very passionate. But at the end of the day, I could lose all my money if I did something wrong. So at that time, that was my biggest risk. Yeah.
And then when you think about it, growing up with this passion for trading, and what were the challenges that you faced?
The challenges are big in this game, very, very big. One thing is to learn a strategy, whether you're investing or you're trading. But another thing is the whole mindset game of trading and investing. Because we as human species are not made for, we are simply not on this earth made for trading and investing. Our brains are just not wired for it, all the way from our very early roots. So the biggest challenge for me, and probably for many other investors and traders as well, is the mindset game, and how to actually deal with the challenges, the mental challenges that comes with every day. You can go, if you're actively trading, if you trade every day, you can go into the market every day, and you can go home after 8, 10, 12, 16 hours and you have lost money, right? If you go to a regular job, 9 to 5, right? You go there, and you are pretty sure that after that day you have made up some kind of money, right? Because at the end of the month, after 14 days, whatnot, you'll get a payslip, right? But here in trading, you can go to work, trade all day, and you can go home and have lost money, and just that's one thing, losing money, but just doing that regularly, right? That's That's really, really hard for the mind. And if you can't get comfortable being uncomfortable in trading, then it will be very hard for you to succeed over the long term. So that's just one of the challenges, that the mental mindset. And then another challenge is, when you come into trading, I'm not sure why that is, but a lot of people have this mentality that trading is easy, and I can go into it, and within maybe, I go in maybe 6 months and then I'm rich, then I've made, I put 100K in and I have 1 million after 6 months, that's it. But really, trading is one of the hardest games that there is out there. One of the very hardest games you can ever play if you go into it. So many people who go into it, including myself, I did the same. In a few years, yeah, I'll be good. But it just takes so much dedicated work to first become consistent, and then after that become profitable, right? It's like any other strategy where you'll become a top 5 in anything. If you want to become a top 5 doctor, right? You don't just go to doctor school or read medicine for 2 months and then you think you can go out and make a big operation, right? In some kind of brain surgery. No, you need to go to doctor school for 6 years, right? And then you need a lot of practice, and then after 10 years, you can maybe do it. If you want to be the best NBA player, if you want to be the best American football player, you got to put in 10, 20 years of hard, dedicated work every day, and then you might be decent.
So what's that work that you're talking about when you say work? Because you decided to become a professional trader. Of course, we're going to get into talking about your company and Statera Trading. And we're going to talk about, Jacob, how you've created these systems, these automated systems to make trading much more doable, much more easy for the average person. And by the way, just a disclaimer here, because I am securities licensed, I have an investment license in the United States. I am not, recommending any of these trading strategies. I am not, Jacob's views are not necessarily my views. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows this is for educational purposes only. And let's be very clear about that. But when you think about work for you, what comes to your mind?
So there's two parts of it as a trader and an investor. When you begin in this industry, first of all, you got to learn all the, like if you're playing football or baseball or whatnot, you got to learn the standard drills. How to pass a ball, how to catch a ball, how to throw a ball, all of that. And in trading and investing, if you do it actively, or even if you do it passively, it doesn't really matter. You got to learn the strategies for trading and investing. How to get in, how to get out. Do you want to do it long, like investing long term? Do you want to do it short term? All these technical things. How to go about all this, right? This is the very first work you need to put in. And there's so many things to test here that many people think, yeah, I'll just find one strategy and then that's it, right? I'm set. But there's thousands of different strategies out there and thousands of different ways to do it, just like you have a whole playbook for playing football. There's so many plays you can do, and on so many days, and on so many different ways to do it, right? So there's so many things to test out and try. Second of all, when you have got this you've got a base layer of education, so to speak, then you start to realize that, wow, okay, I got the basis right? But then you start, and after that you start to go maybe on a demo account or even a small live account, but then you start to figure out there's a whole nother game here that I haven't focused on. And that's up here between your ears, right? And then we start on a whole nother level, which is possibly even more difficult. And then you got to start to work on your brain, your mental mindset, because if you don't got that wrong, you can't use anything what you have learned of the technical side. So then you got to start to work on your mindset in order to actually become consistent and then eventually, hopefully, profitable as well.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.